Welcome to Rotterdam for a match that dominates the attentions of two nations tonight. With me to enjoy it, Trevor Francis and Ray Wilkins. Ray, it's just a huge occasion for both sides.
It really is, Matt. Yeah, if either side loses this evening, basically we can say goodbye to America. I think it'll be a cautious opening, but I sincerely hope we go out and try and win the game, because I think that's the best chance we have of attaining the result we need.
Trevor, what do you think of the side that Graham Taylor has picked?
Well, it's a surprise, isn't it? I don't think anybody in England would have selected that team, and I feel that it's a team capable of getting a result. I watched the game at Wembley when England played Holland. England were the better team despite getting a draw, and I think we're well capable tonight of getting another draw.
OK, let's hope we get at least that. Trevor, Ray, thanks very much. The teams are due out in just a couple of moments' time, so we'll take a short break. Welcome back. The team's coming out here in Rotterdam, a crowd of 48,000, including 4,000 English fans to greet them, and time for us to join our commentary team. Ron Atkinson is alongside Brian Moore.
Good evening to you from the commentary box here in the Feyenoord Stadium. Certainly a night for strong nerves. Definitely down there on the pitch, and quite possibly with millions and millions of you at home. The prize tonight here in Holland could hardly be greater. Really is a night when winner takes all. Certainly it's a night, if you're an Englishman, a night to get behind your England team. If England win, remember, barring miracles, they're through to the finals in the USA next summer. If Holland win, barring miracles, they go through. Since it's another night that we're going to spend on the edge of our seats. Fantastic atmosphere, 48,000 here in the Feyenoord Stadium, 4,000 Englishmen among them. And the Dutch FA received applications for no fewer than 150,000. That really is nice work if you can get it. Graham Taylor, very positive. When I spoke to him earlier today, we're going out to win. He says, I don't think it's in the English mentality to play for a draw. We should go out to try to grab the initiative from the very first kick of this vital game. He said the squad is vibrant and it's in a really confident mood. And it probably needs to be here because the Dutch regard this fanatical crowd here as virtually a 12th man. Awaiting the national anthems. And I've no doubt these England players will be Paul Merson there, Lee Sharp. Well, they seem really relaxed there. Tony Adams, the national anthem. So there are 4,000 England fans. So the anthem's over, the action soon to begin. Let's first check on the two sides, starting with England with David Seaman in goal. Paul Parker's greater experience got him the place in front of Rob Jones, who just had 2 caps. Tony DeRigo replacing the injured Stuart Pearce. A vital job for those fullbacks against 2 swift Dutch wingers. Carlton Palmer, Paul Ince and Lee Sharp form the midfield, with David Platt taking the role of Paul Gascoigne just behind the striking partnership of Alan Shearer and Paul Merson. It was thought that Merson might play on the right of midfield, but Graham Taylor speak. And here's the referee from Germany, Karl-Josef Assenmacher, with 2 German linesmen. Important that he's a strong element in this affair tonight, because it'll be a fiercely competitive game in every respect. We'll get a word from Ron Atkinson in just a moment. Let's just let Ron have a look at the opening minute or 2 to see how the play is developing. And the band's still taking some time to come. A quick word from you then, Ron. How do you think it might go?
I think you summed it up. It's a night for brave people, where the England players have got to be brave, not only physically but mentally, and be prepared to not go at it mad, just take the time and be a little bit patient as well, and get a good settling down period early on.
Well, the band has disappeared. The referee, not the first time tonight, will be glancing at his watch. Big deep breath, and soon this vital World Cup qualifier will be underway. Winner takes all. 2 great footballing nations battling really now for 1 place in the United States. This really is a place to be here, as we say, for strong nerves, cool temperament, for high skill, total competitiveness, as Rijkaard gets it back to Ed de Goy, the Feyenoord goalkeeper, playing in his home stadium. Little Mark Overmars, who's playing down the right here. He plays down the left for his club Ajax. De Wolf giving that away. Shearer trying to get in, but quickly closed down by Ronald Koeman. In comes Wouters. Played then for Erwin Koeman on the far side. The first touch now for Brian Roy. Wouters in there again. Back again to Erwin Koeman, brother of the sweeper and captain, Frank de Boer. England looking to get hold of the ball and to take this initiative right from the start. It was Tony Adams with the header there. Here's Shearer. Platt waiting in the middle. And not in there by Lee Sharp. Merson trying to make something of it. He's battling there with the big Wolf man, John the Wolf, and a free kick for Holland. Quickly taken, cut out by DeRigo. Lee Sharp playing it short now for Paul Ince, a long-range shot, and over de Goy's crossbar.
Yes, we've already seen one of the early duels for me, Brian. That's the one with Sharp and Rijkaard. The one who can do the most attacking of that pair. If Rijkaard's allowed to come forward, he will cause all sorts of mayhem. If Sharp can pin him back in his own third of the field, then that would be a big, big plus for England.
Palmer losing out for a moment there. Bergkamp chasing. Pallister gets it back. Unflappable David Seaman gets it away. Up goes Shearer again. He's had a terrific little run with Blackburn since he came back from injury. 5 goals in 4 starts. A little flick there by Platt, brought down, no foul. Alistair's header guiding it, but then guiding it straight to Overmars.
I think Platt should have had a foul then, Brian, definitely. I think he was well tricked up. He did a clever little trick and got himself into quite a promising situation. But it certainly seems the England battle tactic is to try and push and press the game as far forward as they can. I mean, Platt's gone right up with the strikers. Palmer's pushed up with them as well. And they're trying to sort of flood and crowd the ball areas.
Parker didn't quite get to that one. Dutch passing skillfully at the moment on a very good surface indeed. Roy playing it inside. De Boer finding Overmars. Still a youngster. Only 5 caps. Looking to get the better of Dorigo. Does so. A long cross, and it's too long. It's over Roy's head. Carlton Palmer can just dodge in there with a header. Finds Paul Parker with it. Hit long.
That would be worrying, wouldn't it, the way Overmars went past Dorigo. I mean, Tony Dorigo would pride himself on his left side, on his pace. All of a sudden, the little kid in the 7 shirt has flown past him.
Well, we know about his pace, Ron. It was he who provided the Dutch with the penalty when he outpaced Des Walker at Wembley in the 2-2 draw last April. Boer playing it forward towards his twin brother. This is Ronald Koeman. Goes straight through to Gary Pallister. Here's David Platt. Good break here by Lee Sharp. And the ball given away. Merson trying to get it through to Shearer. Tries to get it back to play. Merson with a chance. But the flag was up for an offside on the far side. But England working the ball well in that Dutch penalty area. So an offside given. So it was an offside. And some chasing back there by Pallister. While you were on that slow motion, Overmars made another of those runs.
We're also showing that little quick, incisive build-up from England. The weakness for me in the Dutch side is at the back. Ronald Koeman, marvellous player coming forward, knocking the ball, but a very, very poor defender, once hounding.
John de Wolf then with the throw for Holland. Rijkaard trying to play it on, knocked away by Pallister. A valuable interception, that one. Platt can take it on. Shearer won't get to that one. One of the tasks I think that Graham Taylor set Alan Shearer was always to push up on the sweeper Ronald Koeman, to try and panic him. That might take a little bit of doing because Koeman is such an experienced player. Here's Roy. This could be problems. And we've seen already how both the wingers now are exposing our fullbacks, Ron.
Very much so. When you say both, I mean, I thought actually Paul Parker did well at the end there. He just stood and held his ground and managed just to block the shot off. But it shows a great Dutch strength. There's always been their movement off the ball, the way they're able to make those little diagonal runs. And if we allow them to, and if we were sleeping at the back, they'll pick us off for fun.
Rijkaard with a header. Dorigo backpedaling. Can Lee Sharp pick that up? He can. Cuts inside Rijkaard. Plays a ball in there. Going towards David Platt, making one of those breaks from the midfield. But very well watched indeed by Frank de Boer. Knocking it away and playing it around with a lot of confidence at the moment, the Dutch. Ronald de Boer, half stopped there by Pallister. Free kick to Holland. It's like a cauldron out there. Laurie McMenemy saying there's no training for a night like this, just a lifetime in the game. And the Dutch, in fact, are beautifully balanced in terms of old heads and young heads. One of the old heads there, Wouters. De Boer playing it through to Bergkamp. Missed out badly there. Dorigo gets it away. De Wolf. Overmars. He's already been a problem tonight. Now, how will Dorigo hold him? He's gone past Dorigo again. Gets it across. And Bergkamp over the top. A glorious opportunity there for Holland. Again, made for them by this man, Mark Overmars. Just touched back there by Roy and slammed over the top to England's relief by Dennis Bergkamp.
Let up of a lifetime, that wasn't it? And you would have bet money on this fella scoring. I mean, that might just be, you know, they were they missed a load of chances, Holland, in the game against Norway, which in effect would have seen England out. They've just missed an absolute sitter there. We've seen two things there, Brian, for me. Once again, the added danger of mark over Mars, and B, when England won the ball just prior to that, giving the ball away too cheaply. Against the Dutch, you cannot afford to give the ball away. They'll outpass you for fun.
Ince to Parker. Roy's got the better of him. Will it stay in play? It has, and Brian Roy's on his way. De Boer waiting in the middle. Bergkamp coming up fast. Here's Dennis Bergkamp again. Trying to get it wide there. And straight into the arms of Seaman, that time from Jan Wouters. The Dutch are running it at the moment.
Superb support play, though, wasn't it? Wouters sprung from his own half of the field, and you know, he's hit that one straight down the throat of Seaman. But that's a warning. We mustn't get empty in midfield too early.
Little flick on by Merson. Picked up here by Shearer. Brought down. That's a free kick surely conceded by the Wolf. Pallister goes forward. And Tony Adams. Lee Sharp will take it.
We could just do it, Platt, couldn't we, on one of those little nicks, little fast-in swinger towards the keeper, and one of Platt's little darting runs and a nick past him.
Let's see what we can do. Lee Sharp with it. Plenty of England white shirts are in there. And straight into the arms of Ed de Hoy. The ball out to Rijkaard. Up to Overmars. They're feeding him. They sense that that's where they could undo England down this right flank. De Wolf, Rijkaard, we've seen what Overmars can do. Bergkamp waiting, just playing off the front man. John De Wolf. This is Jan Wouters. Rijkaard. The outside of the boot there.
Brian, I actually think, you know, we're playing more with our hearts than our heads at the moment. I think we're committing ourselves too much forward and leaving lots of spaces. The team as a whole is getting stretched. I think I'd have preferred it if England had said, hey, we'll keep a few men behind the ball, we'll block the game off a bit, we won't allow the Dutch any space to pass through us. I mean, I've seen Bergkamp at the moment running free for fun.
It's Lee Sharp, though, for England at the moment, crossing it in there. Safely gathering it again. De Wolf forward to Wouters. To Wouters again. Well, that was good that Ince got in so quickly there. Is down. Doesn't take Shearer's offer of help to his feet again. Let's have a look between Wales and Cyprus. 0-0 at half-time. Wales will certainly be hoping to improve on that in the second half. Up goes Pallister, challenged by De Boer. Platt knocking it down for Sharp. Shearer. Played for Carlton Palmer. Kuip. Flicking the ball almost arrogantly out there for Rijkaard. Wouters. Give him a chance, he'll run things through the midfield with Wouters. Out comes David Seaman. Bergkamp, we have a shot of him, the manager there. Bergkamp, the Wouters. Striker getting it back to Seaman. Koeman. Frank de Boer. Given away there just fortunately by Ince. In came Adams very quickly for England. Koeman again. The Dutch doing all the pressing here now in these early stages. To de Boer, cut out well by Dorigo.
Just been watching for the last few minutes, Brom. What is extremely worrying for me, is if I'd have been Graham Taylor now, is the amount of space. Bergkamp is not playing as an out-and-out front player. He drops off as we expected. But as soon as he feeds it into one of the other strikers, he sprints behind, and there doesn't seem anyone in the English backline capable of picking him up. They're spending a lot of time ball watching, and about 3 or 4 times he's appeared right in the middle of the box, free in space.
Bouters. Here's Bergkamp again. Just exactly the point Ron Atkinson was making. Palmer tried to close him down there. This is de Boer.
But that, of course, is the problem. I mean, my ideal way of playing against him there would be to say to Ince, you go and sit on him. Go and lock Bergkamp out the game for a little bit, because he is a key player for them. But, of course, we're unbalanced on the right-hand side. It means Palmer then will be playing against 3 of their other midfield players. That's the problem, I think, with playing the shape we're playing in.
Talking to Graham earlier today, I certainly got the impression that was to be Ince's role, that he was going to look after Bergkamp.
But here's a good break. Now, David Platt.
Pushed away by de Goey. England's corner.
Well, that's the best effort of the game so far, isn't it? Lovely piece of work there by Platty. Slightly pushed out at an angle, but he's still got a firm wrap on it, and it gives England a chance to build up pressure on them.
20 goals in 43 internationals for David Platt. Corner for England then. Plenty of white shirts up from the back. It was de Boer getting it away. Question again by Lee Sharp. That time it was Ronald Koeman getting it clear. De Boer. Bergkamp ahead of him. Brian Roy. Bergkamp. A lazily played ball there. Easily into the path of Gary Pallister.
I'll tell you what, Brian, if he hadn't played a bad ball, then Overmars was in for fun. They'd taken Dorigo right across the field, and Overmars have got all the space in the land to play.
England's free kick.
But once again, that counter-attack came as a result of bad passing from Parker. Parker gave the ball away, won it, gave it away far, far too cheaply.
De Goey waits. Koeman just nodding it down, knocked away. Adams back here for England. That's the quarter of an hour mark, still 0-0. Koeman. Rijkaard. Erwin Koeman finding Roy. This is football in Italy. There's Roy for Foggia. Ince quickly closing down Rijkaard.
Does that well, doesn't he? Gets close to people and then gets under them and makes sure he makes his presence felt. That's 2 great tackles he's got in the first 15.
Paul Ince, Graham Taylor saying earlier this week, he's been the real big bonus, his form, for England over the last 12 months. Merson making a break. Offside against Carlton Palmer.
And Merson will be well pleased with that. Picked it up ground well, flicked a good ball into Carlton Palmer, and Carlton looking along the line there should never really have got himself offside.
Take their free kicks so quickly and get moving forward again, the Dutch. Looking here for Overmars, but let's hope that Dorigo can get there first and hooks it away well. Remind you, if England win, they go through to the World Cup finals. Really only an unthinkable defeat in San Marino could stop us then. Lee Sharp getting it forward, up to Merson.
Oh, and he's got the better of De Wolf. He's got Shearer in the middle, still with Merson.
Just wide, a fantastic drive there by Paul Merson.
Well, that would have vindicated everything the manager wanted, wouldn't it? That's the reason he said he was going to play him up front, to pick it up and run at people. That's a brilliant turn on De Wolf. We don't quite see. Cuts past Koeman, and England players can do that easily. Koeman's not a great defender when people run at him, and the shot's just curved wide. I must confess, I thought it was going to be a great goal there.
That is precisely why Graham Taylor picked him, Ron. Just for that sort of thing, running at De Wolf, getting his shot in. But here come Holland again. Roy. Bergkamp. Overmars. Work here for Dorigo again. Cutting inside this time, the little man. So if England win, they go through. Only an unthinkable defeat in San Marino could stop us. If it's a draw, England are favourites to go to the United States. They might just need a thumping victory against San Marino in their last game. And if they lose, well, to all intents and purposes, we're out of the World Cup. Certainly an improvement by England over the last 5 minutes when there was a threat in that first 10 that they were going to be overrun. Ince doing well. Really getting to grips with the situation there. Dorigo, he really needs to get to grips with Overmars. Pallister, Platt. Looking a little more comfortable, England, this moment. But here come the Dutch again. Bergkamp. Cheered on by this big Dutch crowd here in Rotterdam. Well played there by Tony Adams. Paul Parker plays it in now for David Platt. Here's Merson. Carlton Palmer. Parker. England never played an international here in Rotterdam. In fact, the last time in Holland, believe it or not, was way back in 1969. Sir Alf Ramsey's side won 1-0 in Amsterdam. Colin Bell the scorer that night. Do with a similar result here tonight. Meantime, it's De Boer. Long cross coming in, easily gathered by David Seaman.
Seen a couple of exciting runs, haven't we, from Merson? I'd like to see him go and try the other side of the field out a bit, get against Frank de Boer a little bit, and discourage de Boer from coming forward.
Shearer holding off De Wolf. Here's Merson. But it falls in the end for Bergkamp. De Boer. Rijkaard. Overmars. Rijkaard. De Boer. Wouters. Into Wouters again.
I've just seen David Platt there playing piggy in the middle. That's expending energy. To me, that's misguided effort.
Sharp is back to help out.
I think he's better there, Brian, just sitting off the game, saying, all right, let them play in front of him, and at least not get picked off, and at least we as a club, as a team, stay very solid.
High towards Merson. Came off De Boer. Wouters to Koeman. Here is Merson trying again. Those swooping runs of his, and a ricochet. Didn't quite fall for David Platt. In fact, the whistle had gone way back. A free kick to Holland.
I must confess, I didn't really see any reason why that was a free kick. I thought he was well outstretched there, Koeman, when Merson was going at him.
Roy. Koeman. If the Dutch gets free kicks outside our area, that's when Ronald Koeman again will come into play. We need to watch out for that, not give free kicks away on the edge of our penalty area. He's a master at it. Here's Jan Wouters. Badly timed pass. Throw to England. England bench. Peter Bonetti on the right-hand side. I was mentioning about the victory in Amsterdam. In fact, Peter was in goal that night, back in 1969. Free kick to Holland. Koeman.
I think we've got to watch
devastating from this angle, from this distance, but closer in he was. Watch Rijkaard says wrong, but in fact Rijkaard was on the far side there. Did an England man get a touch? No. It's a throw to white-shirted England. Paul Parker will take it. Shearer. De Boer. Up to his brother. Bergkamp. Off the ball. No free kick given.
Once again, the forces to we've given the ball away. We've got to try and somehow or other keep getting the ball into Merson, into Shearer, and they can buy us a bit of time.
Wouters with a space to move. How well can he use it? Flings one out there. Parker gives away the corner. Ronald de Boer takes it. De Wolf up from the back. Rijkaard will be a danger here. And Frank de Wolf also up from the back. So England need to defend efficiently here. Seaman. Oh, de Wolf looked as though he might kick his head off there almost, but he didn't make contact, fortunately for England, either with Seaman or with the ball. Overmars hitting it long again. De Boer still on that far side, being closed down here by Carlton Palmer. He's got round Palmer. Overmars. Koeman! That's that deadly kick of his again. Put him in range of goal, and he's a threat every time.
Some great setting up plays give him that situation, hasn't it? I mean, the crossfield ball there from Overmars straight across to Roy was marvellous. There he goes. You line him up. What is he's fully 35 yards out, and I actually thought I was going to beat Seaman on his left hand.
The ball wins it in the air. Paul Ince for England. Shearer. Ince knocking it on. Back to De Hoy. Free kick given to England now.
That's the worst part of his game, isn't it? We've seen the best part of his game, Koeman's coming forward and having shots. That's the worst part, when he's got to go and engage somebody and go and make defensive work.
Dorigo looking the likely candidate here. Merson there also behind the ball. And Ince obviously having some trouble with that shoulder. Now Tony Dorigo, can he rifle one in from this range? Oh, against the post! Fantastic drive there by Dorigo.
Well, that's an absolute brilliant effort. Gets a slight deflection as well off one of the England players. Hits the outside of the post. I mean, England, although the other side's dominated the game, Holland, England have actually had the three best shots.
Ladd trying to turn it wide there. Tony Adams! Oh, kicked off the line! And England now really with 3 or 4 excellent chances. Graham Taylor sits back there, can't believe it, and knocked off the line there when it looked a certainty that Tony Adams was going to score.
Well, that was an incredible piece of work, wasn't it? Tony Adams, you'd have bet your life, and he took it very, very cool, and some magnificent defending.
Firecrackers just come on the field and missed Paul Ince by no more than a couple of inches, and the referee wants that sorted out. Looking at that Tony Adams shot just a moment ago, was it a shot or was it a cross?
No, I think when he straightened himself up, Brian. Let's have a look at this.
Corner. Oh, off the line. Crossed in the game by Merson. He still can't get a real positive touch on it. Crossed it in again, and this time De Hoy.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it? I mean, they've played some great control football, Holland, and all of a sudden we maybe have had 4 or 5 goals by now.
But it's still 0-0. Wouters knocking it forward up towards Bergkamp. Good work there by Tony Adams. No, a foul given against England.
The encouraging thing must be to, if we can keep patient and keep solid at the back, we know we've always got a chance. I mean, they've got very few natural defenders in the team.
Koeman with the kick. Wide to Roy. Watched closely here by Paul Parker. Well played, Parker.
Just trying to think, I can't remember a game when England have had so many chances to open their accounts and yet not been in charge of the game.
Roy getting it back to the ball. Picking up the Wolf. Wouters. Roy. Foul by Parker. Extraordinary game, really, where you think we might have been overrun in the first 10 minutes or so, but in fact could be a clear and handsome lead now. Comes through to Overmars now. Coming inside this time. It was Lee Sharp who got that one away for England, and with the header there. Merson knocking it sideways, but will not pick this up. Yes, he does. Gets it back to Dorigo. Hit long by Dorigo. Lee Sharp down this left flank.
As I think you can see when Dorigo's jockeying over Mars, if he's got support with him, I think he's going to be prepared to push him inside.
Dorigo to Ince. Irving Koeman gets it back to Frank de Boer. Towards the half-hour mark, as you can see, still 0-0. Oh, mistake there by Seaman, and an offside against Brian Roy.
It's an absolutely incredible thing, isn't it? I mean, Seaman should have been punished for his bad kicking, and Brian Roy chased the back pass in, couldn't get back onside.
It's playing nicely with his Manchester United teammate Lee Sharp there, but in the end Wouters gets in and gets it away for Holland to Roy. Boer calmly lifting it over the head of Merson to John de Wolf. Overmars. Bergkamp. Rijkaard. Wouters. Holland, of course, without Rod Hollit and the injured Marco van Basten. Roy. Whether Pallister will get to this. Yes, indeed, and sets it up nicely for Dorigo. Half an hour gone. Still Dorigo. Whipping in the cross there. Ronald Koeman getting it from his brother. Getting it here towards Overmars. Pallister quickly charging into Overmars. Supported there by Dorigo. A long ball back to David Seaman. When you think of the chances we've had, Ron, Merson's shot was just off target. Tony Adams, David Platt, shot charged away.
Certainly Dorigo's one that hit the post.
Dorigo hits the post, of course. A foul on Overmars by Dorigo, a little bit desperate there, and he's going to get a yellow card. Well, that was a bit harsh, I must say.
I think he looked a bit clumsy as he went out. He made it look worse, didn't he, Dorigo? It was a little bit amateurish, really. I think that's frustration coming out. I mean, just prior to that, the previous two times, he jockeyed him inside, and in actual fact, Overmars had given the ball away.
Koeman with a kick. With the cross. Rijkaard couldn't quite get to it, and neither could Roy. Quite jumping for that one. It falls for Lee Sharp. Hit long by him, but Merson won't pick that up. Parker. Adams gets it clear. De Wolf. Here comes Lee Sharp. Throw to Holland. Rijkaard with it. Bergkamp. Bergkamp. Wouters against the German referee. And then knocks it wide for Koeman. Roy for Holland. Parker backing off him. It through, and again Bergkamp's over the top.
But again, you see him sitting in that little position just deep of his strikers. We all got attracted to the ball. You see, I think Paul Ince has got attracted to the ball. I think he was going to go and try and help Parker out instead of just staying disciplined and picking up the danger men in the middle of the box.
For all the tension out there, a really good game of football here in Rotterdam tonight. Still 0-0, as you can see, 32 minutes coming up to 33. Kuip. De Boer knocking it forward to his brother, his identical twin. And if Ron and I have trouble separating them, I could only say that the Dutch commentators themselves can never tell them apart. But it's a free kick now for Holland. And it'll be Frank de Boer with it. Beat the drum here, looking for the rhythm. It's going to bring them a goal. Up to Rijkaard. Pallister winning it comfortably in the air. Wouters. Rijkaard. Adams did well. A dummy there by Ronald Koeman. Shearer chasing, but Ronald Koeman in command, almost casually knocked sideways there by Ed de Hoy. Here comes the Dutch skipper again. Sharp. Given against England there.
Didn't see much wrong with that at all, apart from the fact he probably lifted his boot up a little bit. But it didn't seem enough to warrant a free kick.
Ronald Koeman with it. De Boer. Parker. Oh my goodness, what's he playing at? And then, dangerous too, has a little tug at Brian Roy's shirt.
But it's clearly obstructed, Brian. I think that's when you need communication with your goalkeeper. I mean, we can't tell from here. But at this stage, he was looking for some help from David Seaman to let him know what it was about. I know your first thing when you're in your own box, if you're not sure, you get rid and then have your inquests. It was an ugly one for him.
Denmark 1, Northern Ireland 0. And in that same group, as you've probably not heard, or probably have heard, the Republic of Ireland beaten 3-1 by Spain in Dublin this afternoon.
Just wondering there, you know, I'm looking at Ronnie de Boer, who links up well and checks off from the front, whether maybe Tony Adams or Pallister maybe should be trying to get more rattles on them, more legitimate tackles, but challenges and test their courage, if you like. I mean, we're getting close to them and then just standing off. And I think that's enabling their front players to play a little bit.
Wolf now for Holland. De Boer. Rijkaard. Sharp battered into him. Back plays it wide for Palmer. Not long again, the flag goes up for an offside against Paul Merson. Koeman. Bergkamp. Rijkaard. Bergkamp. Overmars. De Boer, Bergkamp. And Roy are waiting in the middle. Dorigo did much better there. Still in play. Back to Rijkaard. Long towards Brian Roy. Parker got there before him. Parker's done a good job on Roy, actually, after those opening moments. Oh, my goodness, that was a bad ball by Lee Sharp. Putting Ince in all sorts of trouble. Roy with the shot, charged down. And in the end, it's a goal kick. Let's have a quick word from Jim Rosenthal down on the bench.
Brian, I've been chatting to Ian Wright down there, and Wright and the England substitutes feel that the key to this match is England rattling, to use Ron Atkinson's words, the Dutch wingers Overmars and Brian Roy. We just saw a tremendous tackle from De Rigo on Overmars doing exactly that, but that is the feeling, that's the absolute key to this game. And Ian Wright also felt his Arsenal colleague Paul Merson more times than not would have put his chance away.
Koeman. And De Rigo doing well, getting in there and rattling, that seems to be the favourite word at the moment. Finding Shearer. Tries to link up with Merson, but the ball comes through to Overmars. In comes Ince with a sharp tackle on Rijkaard. A free kick given. You wanted to say something?
Yes, I was just going to say I feel a bit sorry for Alan Shearer. I mean, I think he's the best centre forward possibly in Europe. But he's looking very, very rusty at this level at the moment, isn't he? Which is understandable.
Out for 9 months, just had a few games for Blackburn Rovers before being thrust into this one. His last game for England was 11 months ago in the 4-0 win over Turkey. Wouters getting it back from Ronald Koeman. Roy.
That's brilliant play by Ince. He's come back, he's put the hook tackle on, won it, and then he's done the important thing, he's kept us the ball.
Maybe a free kick here for England. The Dutch know this is one they have to win. England would like a win, but would certainly be satisfied with a draw.
And of course, if we can keep the game in this sort of stage till towards the end, they will have to even overstretch. It may leave us a little bit more space. They're not quick at the back, Brian, and that would give me heart if I was the English manager.
Paul Merson waiting for Tony Adams, his Arsenal teammate, to come forward. Palmer with the shots.
Well, I suppose his only excuse from that is Bergkamp misses him as well from that range.
He's on for a real win double, is this young man today, not De Hoy, but Carlton Palmer, due to become a father for the first time tomorrow, I gather. And let's hope his wife Jenny is watching and enjoying what she's seeing. We wish them well. De Boer. With Roy outside him. Bergkamp's gone into the middle. Overmars is there with the volley, but it's well wide.
Now, what I don't understand there is the long ball down the middle there. Pallister's out-jumped there by Ronnie De Boer. If that was in an English league game against the best centre-forward, whoever, the best in the air, be it Chapman or anybody, I'm sure Pallister would have just gone and cleaned him out there. And the ball would be travelling back towards the Dutch goal instead of going onwards towards ours.
Seaman with the kick. High towards Shearer. Flick on by him to Merson. Watched now by Ronald Koeman. Merson doing really well there. Shearer on the far side. And Sharp with a shot. Black with a header. The flag is up on the far side.
But once again, a glorious chance there for Paul Merson. I mean, he does very, very well there. Clearly offside. Unfortunately, but clearly offside. Shearer does very well just to keep the ball back in play. And that was a glorious chance as well for Merson. Hits it, unfortunately, into the ground.
Last 5 minutes of the first half, still 0-0. Remember, England want at least a draw from this game. The Dutch need a victory. Oh, is Rijkaard coming in, but the flag is up! The flag is up! It won't count. It won't count. The Dutch will be disappointed. A great run from the midfield by Frank Rijkaard. Oh, my goodness.
He wasn't offside.
He wasn't offside.
I must confess, Brian, my gut feeling, and sometimes you go by that, was as he timed his run, I thought, we're in trouble here. And we've had the luck of a flag there, that's for sure there. Luck of a flag, certainly. I mean, we can complain about hitting the post, we can complain about one or two other things there, but we've got no complaints there. We've had a right stroke.
Rijkaard's goal disallowed. But it remains 0-0.
Just thinking earlier, Lee Sharp will never in his life have played against anybody of the type of Frankie Rijkaard, because as a so-called defender, he's spending most of his time attacking the English box, making timed runs off the sides.
Ince with the free kick. De Wolf with the header. Ince again for England. Knocking it wide towards Platt, but Platt won't keep that in play. It'll be a throw to the Dutch.
It's incredible, isn't it? 1 minute we're thinking Paul Merson might just give us the lead, and all of a sudden they think Rijkaard has given them the lead.
Rijkaard. Bergkamp. Overmars. De Boer's gone herring into the middle. Good play that time by Pallister, supported by Dorigo. And Dorigo hooks it away well, up to De Wolf. In goes Sharp. De Wolf again. Looks around, will play it where it's safe, back to this goalkeeper, Ed de Goy. Frank de Boer. Roy. Hounded there by Parker. Being forced to come all the way across here, but eventually he releases the ball for De Wolf. Bergkamp in there, a little back flick by him. Rijkaard's right in there again. Bergkamp again, charged down by not one, but two English defenders. And Paul Ince brings it away and finds Paul Merson. Palmer, knocking it along the touchline, but there's no chance for Shearer there. Frank de Boer gets it, plays it for Ronald Koeman, the captain. Of the first half left now.
And this is where concentration's all important. Going in at no score will do us. What we mustn't do now, we mustn't encourage them or give them any encouragement to go in with a lead.
Rijkaard to Ronald Koeman. Bit too long that time.
But strange, hasn't been a strange half. Been a very, very incidental half. But I mean, I think Holland have played far superior. Yet England might have been 4 goals to the good.
Overall, an extremely enjoyable 45 minutes. 7 goal attempts for Holland, 6 to England. But the better one's probably falling to England. And the Dutch with 1 goal disallowed, given offside when it wasn't. Palmer with those long legs of his, but he couldn't elude Frank de Boer. So it's England's ball. Paul Parker. Got Shearer to aim for. Platt looking to get something on the turn, but crowded out by 3 defenders. Palmer teasing it into the middle. Gahoy with the catch. Under pressure from both Lee Sharp and Paul Merson. Pallister. Getting plenty of distance on the header, but catching at least 2 England players offside. De Boer to his brother. Played now for Roy. Oh! That was some very quick thinking there by Seaman, because in the end it had to come off an England defender as Roy was flying through there. At first Seaman looked as though he was going to pick it up, and then suddenly realised he couldn't. And got it clear. A real quick thinking there by the England goalkeeper. Wouters. Rijkaard. Overmars. Got to stop him, Dorigo, but he can't. Oh, misunderstanding there between the England defender and the goalkeeper as the half-time whistle goes. Hugely entertaining. Rijkaard having a goal disallowed. Holland playing the better football. England making the better chances. 0-0 here at half-time in Rotterdam. We'll be back right after the break. Tremendous goal by the Dutch striker Marco van Basten.
And with absolutely everything resting on this result, he's making a sensational substitution now. Oh yes, it's the youngster coming off the bench and going to play wide on the wing.
Honest, officer, I got them for only $1.99.
Only $1.99? You're telling me a whopper.
And regular fries.
And regular fries are only $1.99 at Burger King?
Yes.
Would you mind accompanying me now, sir? Certainly. You want it your way, at BK you got it.
Robin Hood, Robin Hood riding through the glen. Robin Hood with his band of men. Feared by the bad, loved by the good. Robin Hood, Robin Hood, Robin Hood. Robin Hood could be in a fix. Robin Hood spies the Weetabix. Does he retreat back to Sherwood? 'Cause he should, 'cause he should, 'cause he should.
Have you had your Weetabix?
Stargazer Barbara reveals Sega TV!
What does the future hold for you this month for Mega CT?
Capricorn!
What future? Try harder or you'll be choppered, burnt out. What they putting you back?
Aquarius!
You're in deep water. In fact, you're down the pan. Aries, no, game over.
Charters the ball!
You're dead meat. You'll end up a collection of matching leather accessories. Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Ditto.
Scorpio!
Good times, making movies, bands, babe, it's my sign. But not the year.
Sagittarius!
This month you're a twisted arrow spinning in a twilight sky. Let's face it, you're shot.
To be Mega CD takes Sega!
You couldn't split the atom just because your mate Dave has shown you the basics. And you couldn't perform root canal surgery after a few lessons from your next-door neighbour. BSM thinks expert tuition's just as important when you're learning to drive, and there's no one more experienced than BSM.
Ladies and gentlemen, your pilot today is Mr. George Snoop, who's had a couple of lessons from his brother-in-law, Kevin.
BSM. When it comes to getting you through your test, we're past masters.
Detective seeking a conviction. A tenacious gang leader. A supergrass with his back to the wall. Taggart, tomorrow at 9.
More Merson doing that, I think.
Okay, he did well, but Frank Rijkaard did exceptionally well. They said the goal was offside. What do you reckon, Trevor?
Well, I think we had a little bit of luck there. I think one of the features of the game, as I said, has been the movement of Rijkaard and Bergkamp. And when Rijkaard made that run, Sharp couldn't pick him up. And I felt that we got a little bit of luck because the linesman made a wrong decision.
Okay, we're going to look at it in a minute, but I suppose if you're going to get through to a World Cup finals, you need breaks like this.
You need your luck, Matt, you certainly do, and that was a good bit of luck for us, and hopefully long may it continue in the second half.
Okay, any minute now we'll see this chance, and I suppose this is one that Dick Advocaat will rue should England win tonight.
Well, you see Rijkaard there just going past Sharp. Sharp doesn't see him. Well, we can't really see from there whether it was offside or onside. But I felt at the time that it was definitely onside.
So a let off for England. It remains 0-0. If it stays 0-0 after 90 minutes, well, I think we'll be smiling. Let's find out how we get on in the second half, live and exclusive in a couple of moments.
Chip in there.
Scored! A fantastic finale!
Is your newspaper only giving you one side of the story? The Independent. Free thinking with every issue.
We want your business to save money.
Prove it.
We've cut the cost of your next new line by over 1/3. And our pricing packages can mean discounts on every call you make. For more ways to save money, call us now on BT Free Phone 0800 800 800. BT, we want your business.
And Mansell takes the lead, but he's due for a pit stop.
Another fine win, Nigel. Any hairy moments? Oh yeah, for a moment back there, I almost forgot the whole meal.
Who's writing your newspaper?
Are no longer enough.
The Independent. Free thinking with every issue.
Want to run your windowing software fast? Then you need a power source inside your PC that offers high performance and the power to cope with tomorrow's advanced applications. It's called the Intel 486DX2 processor and is compatible with all popular software. Make sure your next PC has one inside.
Where do you go in your dreams? Wherever you go in your dreams, you can now go in reality with the Dream Ticket offer from British Airways. Before your next business flight, phone 0500 747 400 for details.
How challenging is your newspaper? The Independent. Free thinking with every issue.
Can you really afford to splash out on a new car this autumn? With 0% finance now available on any new Micra, Primera or Sunny.
You can with a Nissan.
Drop into your local dealer.
Oh, the youngsters made an immediate impact in this crucial game. Straight away, they're looking a more balanced side.
It is Hubble. Oh, inside of the post across the goal. Fortune against England yet again.
Welcome back to the delightfully noisy Feyenoord Stadium here in Holland, where the score is Holland 0, England 0. Now down in the players' tunnel, Jim Rosenthal is talking to the injured England captain, Stuart Pearce.
Stuart, what's your view of the first half?
I think for a game of this importance, it's been very open. I think there's been plenty of chances in it, and well, luckily, most of the better ones have fallen to us, I think.
I think there's a feeling, having looked at it, that the Dutch goal was onside. What was your view of it?
I was level with it, and I thought it was a mile offside. I think everyone in England will appreciate it was a mile offside as well, so that's as far as it goes.
But Tony De Riga, who's playing in your place, has really got his hands full tonight with Overmars, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think maybe in the first 10 minutes, you know, a couple of times, yeah, but I mean, he's got back into the game, and I think he's got the measure of the lad now, and he was unlucky not to get his name on the score sheet.
I was going to say that. I mean, England have made all sorts of chances. It's an incredibly open game for a match of this importance.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing with two wide men, which that's where their ball goes when we get it, and sort of we're hoping to maybe get it wide into the channels for the likes of Shearer and Merson to maybe drag their centre halves out and expose them a little bit.
Stuart, how important do you feel the first goal here is going to be?
I think the first goal, whoever gets their noses in front first, possibly could be on the plane to America. That's how important it is to get your nose in front tonight, I believe.
Absolutely. As the teams come out past us here, it must be very, very frustrating for you not to be playing here tonight, because I know it was a very close thing.
Yeah, of course it is, but on nights like tonight, there's only 11 people that matter, and that's the 11 wearing an England shirt. That's all that matters.
Confident for the second half?
Yeah, why not? I think we've done well in the first half.
Stuart, thanks very much for joining us. Appreciate it a lot.
My pleasure.
Thanks, Stuart. Thanks, Jim. Still with me, Ray Wilkins and Trevor Francis. Before the second half kicks off, lads, let's have a quick look at that offside goal.
Certainly, I think it was De Boer that cut in on his right foot. And there's Rijkaard making that run, and as the ball's played, there's no way on God's earth that Frank Rijkaard is offside. Here he goes, he meets it perfectly on the volley, and they should have put the Dutch 1-0 in front. We're very fortunate there.
Ray, Trevor, sorry we haven't got time to hear from you because the second half is about to get underway. Let's rejoin your commentators, Ron Atkinson. But first, here's Brian Moore.
Thank you again, Matthew. You were saying to me, Ron, just now, you've never seen a game quite like this.
No, it's astonishing. I mean, I think in terms of possession, when they've got the ball, the Dutch side look brilliant. And yet England have made more chances in this opening half than in many a game I've seen them play. I mean, and that would be encouraging. If I think it was Graham Taylor now at half-time and say, look, Andy Sinton's on. Yes, just having a little peep.
For Carlton Palmer.
Yeah, that'll be a straight swap then. That will give us more of a balanced midfield. What we may do is lose a little bit of, shall we say, ball-winning qualities. But just looking at that, Brian, if I was Graham Taylor, I'd be saying, hey, make sure we concentrate at the back, 2 centre-halves, get more tackles in, try not Ronnie de Boer down, because we know we can always get a chance against these. Defensively, they've only 2 natural defenders for me in the team.
Rijkaard going out there, the Dutch manager. If the Dutch get through to America, he loses his job, and Johan Cruyff takes it instead in America. Dutch say that since 1988, Cruyff really has been, his voice has been a ghost around the Dutch side. He's had such an influence just about everywhere. But it's Dick Advocaat's side tonight that's battling away against England, but it's 0-0 as we start this second half. And certainly, as Ron was saying, the Dutch have looked by far the more accomplished side, and I don't mean to damn England with faint praise by saying they battled away, because it's been a very brave effort by them so far. It's 0-0 here. Roy looking for Bergkamp. Black gets it away. Merson swooping in as he does from that flank. Wouters gets it away. Up to Bergkamp. Quickly closed down though by Pallister. In comes Platt. Pallister again. Platt again. This time getting it all the way back. England taking a leaf out of Holland's book and taking that free kick quickly. It was Merson who did it, and it's sharp on the ball now. Rijkaard stabbing the ball back to Jan Wouters. Just time to get that one away.
I sometimes think players like Lee Sharp, though, have Koeman too much in respect. I mean, he's got him 1v1. Koeman is not a good defender. Oh, we've got a bit of a problem here. He's
down.
He's the least man. His last man coming up. Particularly after Palmer coming off as well.
Why we got a chance? Let's just find out about the earlier substitution, Sinton for Palmer. Jim Rosenthal.
Brian, I had a word with Graham Taylor when he came out, and it's fashionable to talk about chess matches at the moment, isn't it? He just felt that Koeman was cancelling out Carlton Palmer, just standing a few yards off him and stopping all those dangerous runs. So he's taken Palmer off and thrown on Andy Sinton, basically to give the Dutch something else to think about. But overall, Graham Taylor's saying he's very satisfied with the way his team have performed in the first half.
Again, well, that's how it's... Wouters was making that clearance, caught that injury to his leg. Now, if he has to come off, Ron, with Des Walker, Ian Wright and Teddy Sheringham are the subs. Now, if he puts Walker in somewhere at the back, how is he going to replace Ince to the midfield?
Well, I think the only way, the game's still in the balance, so we would need a defensive player, but fortunately it's resolved itself. Ince isn't coming up. But I think you would have had to have played Des Walker in as a sort of anchor man in midfield.
Well, I can understand Andy Sinton going for the linesman there. That clearly was a corner. But it's De Wolf bringing it away for Holland. Towards Ronald de Boer, but it was Paul Parker's header. Shearer turning well. No, but unfairly apparently. Wolf taking the free kick from a good 10 yards from where the offence occurred. Rijkaard finding Overmars. This is what we have to watch. And Sharp doing a terrific job there. Gets the ball up towards Merson, but De Wolf calmly back the goalkeeper, De Hoy.
Certainly when they've got double banked against Overmars, he never looks as effective when he's pushed inside. I think that's got to be an England tactic. When Tony Dorigo's fronting, somebody's got to race across and help him.
His brother.
I've been very impressed with him, Brian. The number 9, Ronnie de Boer. I think, all the talk is about Bergkamp and so forth, and rightly so, he's a good player. But the lad up front has dropped off our centre-halves of fun. He's been instrumental in most of their setting up play.
Shearer. Koeman, now flat. Back to Parker again. Stamped forward this time to Shearer. Wouters gets it away. Alistair knocks it in. Bit of space here possibly for Platt. No, Rijkaard stabs this one away. Bergkamp on the charge now. The ball up ahead of him. Overmars one side. And pushed away well by Seaman. Great run by Dennis Bergkamp.
Terrific run, but our central defenders, that's a lovely save, you know. He's just hit it to the nice
that would have just curled inside.
But we backed off. Bergkamp must have picked that ball up about 10 yards inside the half, and we've backed off right to the edge of the shooting area. We've allowed him to get a shot in on a post.
Right, Rijkaard at the near post. De Wolf up there with him. De Boer in there also. Both the De Boers are in there. Wolf for the header. England's goal kick. Mr. Advocaat, the Dutch manager. He's had some 9 games in charge, 4 of which have been won, 3 drawn and 2 defeats. Dutch in fact got off to a dreadful start in this group, losing in Norway and then being held here against Poland. But they've got progressively better since. Their 2-2 draw at Wembley was a fantastic comeback from 2-0 down when England were sailing away with it. Jan Wouters was saying to me at the weekend, I don't think he's on the ball now. I don't think we could ever play as badly again as we did in that first half at Wembley. Here's Roy. Here's Wouters. Bergkamp towards De Boer. It was Adams who got it away. Wouters trying to go in there again, but went in far too physically. A free kick to England. Remember, victory for either side virtually assures them of a place in the World Cup finals. The Dutch really need a victory. England would be satisfied with a draw and then would look for a thumping victory that they might need in their last game in the group away to San Marino, which will be played in Bologna. So a draw would be terrific for England. A win would be even better. The Dutch have got to go for a win. Great ball by Koeman. Let's see if Roy can keep it in play, and he does that superbly. Taking on Parker. Knocks the ball in! Deflected! Oh my goodness, Bergkamp got, well, not quite the purchase he wanted on it. And just as well for England, and it clattered against an England defender and then fell very comfortably and conveniently for David Seaman.
Well, there's that position again that Bergkamp loves to come from that deep position and arrive just behind the front players. And that's about the 3rd time he's done it in the game, though he may have scored.
Foul by Shearer. Couldn't pick up Sinton. Sinton holding the ball. Now that's a silly thing to do. That's an absolutely stupid thing to do. And it, well, he gets a warning. That can easily lead to a yellow card. Foul on De Boer by Tony Adams. A free kick. As yet, there hasn't been a free kick that close, really, to produce the Ronald Koeman venom. 2 brothers behind the ball here now, Irwin and Ronald Koeman, but it's Ronald who's surely not from that range. Let's hope England can cope with this. Mind you, he is one fantastic piece of experiment, but it's a goal kick forward.
Just thinking, wasn't that almost the identical spot he hit one against Man United in that final?
In this very stadium.
In the same stadium, wasn't it? Yeah. Fortunately for England, again, that's one of the worst free kicks I've ever seen him take.
He was certainly splattering the back of the net with him in training yesterday. Wouters with a header. De Wolf getting it clear. Adams standing big and strong and firm there against Ronald De Boer. Seaman gets it clear. Offside against Shearer.
Yeah, we've just got to be a little bit careful we don't give the ball back to them too easily. We started hitting it a little bit long at Shearer, looking for flick-ons, where in our best spells we were prepared to put a few passes in. To his brother.
Dorigo did well there. Could have been put in a bit of trouble there by Lee Sharp, actually. Wouters scurrying to keep that ball in play. Bergkamp, Roy. Rijkaard playing it in there again. Up goes Adams. Bergkamp again. Crowded out once again by those determined England defenders. Get the ball up to Merson. And now to Lee Sharp. The Wolf cutting it out. Holland having a good spell now. Bergkamp trying to get over Mars in, but Dorigo read that well. Seaman. Wouters. Oh, what a great ball there. Brian Roy. Up goes Bergkamp. That's bringing it away. Caught in possession, almost unforgivable. That's so near to the England penalty. Here they get it back again, and Seaman there whacks the ball into safety.
They're starting to turn the screw a little bit at the moment. We're not being able to sort of raise any sort of attack.
And England making trouble for themselves once or twice in defence as well, Ron. Here's Koeman coming forward. They're pressing on now, the Dutch. Finds his brother Irwin, and now to Roy. Parker keeping close. England's resolve has got to stay high at this phase of the game. Roy finding his way through. And again, the referee looked at it, but decided there was no foul. Paul Ince brings it away and hits it long towards Alan Shearer. Wouters did well. Wouters did superbly well there for Holland. Here he is again. Dick Advocaat off the bench, not happy with the fact that there was some pretty tough English play there, and no free kick coming Holland's way.
He will also be getting anxious now, because this is arguably their best spell of the game, and you like to score in your best spells, don't you?
Seaman with a long clearance. Shearer with the header for England. Koeman gathering it under pressure from Merson. Roy. Parker's at it. Roy picks up Bergkamp. Picks up the ball. Picks up Bergkamp again. No, Tony Adams is there that time. That's mine, he said. Shearer. Sinton. Can Platt get there first? Platt can get there first for England. That's got to be a penalty. Penalty given for England. The Dutch are claiming outside. The referee looked hard at the linesman. The linesman said inside. No. Has he given a penalty? A yellow card has gone to Ronald Koeman. I think he's changed his mind. He's changed his mind and given a free kick outside.
Brian, is that not a sending off offence under the rules of the game?
Absolutely. Let's just determine first, though. That's got to be, hasn't it? I mean, he's through with a clear goal-scoring opportunity. Red card. He's given a yellow.
More important, has he not get...
No, he's given a free kick, I think, Ron. I think he's given a free kick. Graham Taylor can't believe it. He's being shepherded back.
Well, the linesmen have played an important part in this game, haven't they? And to be fair, the linesman there, he's dead in line. He actually should have taken the onus off the referee there. But you then saw, I mean, David Platt was always second favourite for the ball when it was through. You then saw Koeman's sheer lack of pace. And I mean, he hasn't got the right to do that when he's defending.
So, England's free kick. Merson. Dorigo charged down by a wall of orange. Well, the Dutch were robbed in the first half when Rijkaard's goal was disallowed. England robbed of something there. Oh, that was a bad challenge there by Irving Koeman on Paul Parker. That was a disgraceful challenge on the England fullback. There it is again. My goodness. Actually, my first reaction, Ron, going back to that penalty incident, was that the first offence possibly was just outside the box. I was a little surprised, actually, when he pointed inside the box, I must say.
I thought it was a penalty all the way, yes. I mean, I've got so little time for Koeman as a defender. I'm perhaps a bit biased against him, but I mean...
But he should certainly have been sent off.
I mean, he's just taken a liberty there.
Shearer's done well for England. Crossing it in. The Dutch having trouble getting it away. Lee Sharp whacks it wide. Well, just as we had in the first half, there's no lack of incident in the second.
I mean, that's a great ball in from Shearer. And Lee Sharp, really, particularly the goal-scoring form he's in. I wish he'd have hit 2 against us the other week. I wish he'd have hit him like that.
This, was it a penalty or wasn't it? You see, that's where I felt it was just outside, Ron. But I mean, at the same time, there's no doubt at all about it. Ronald Koeman should be off the field. But here he is now taking the free kick for Holland. Taken quickly, finding Dennis Bergkamp with it. Played for Rijkaard. Over Mars. Rijkaard. Wouters. Wouters again. A flick on again. Wouters going all the way through. What's he given this time? You could never tell with this referee. The Dutch are saying it was just inside. He has taken the option of saying it was just outside. That, I must say, did look inside to me. But
I think the English lads are actually thinking
no, he's right. He's probably right. He's probably right. Actually, it was outside. If it was a foul, it was outside. Was it a foul?
Pallister gets the first lunge. In actual fact, the second touch is the touch on the ball.
But make no mistake about it, we're not yet out of the wood, because Ronald Koeman is up behind this one, and what an iron it would be if he scored with this when he really should have been off the field. Koeman with the free kick for Holland. A vital moment as two sides look for a place in the World Cup finals. The first goal could be so vital. Is that wall lined up? Can Seaman get a side of it? Koeman with a shot, charged down by Ince. Bergkamp tries to get it in. I think possibly Ince will get a yellow card because he was not within, he got within 10 yards, so Koeman gets a reprieve for the second time and gets another free kick. Ron?
As a manager, you think that's brilliant defending from Ince. Ince is the charger. Ince has come out and blocked the shot out, full of bravery. Now he's been punished for it.
So come on, England, let's see if we can hold it out again. Again, it's Ronald Koeman. Again, the problem is there. Again, it's a critical moment. He's going to flick one now. He's going to flip one. He's going to flip one, and it's in!
Execution. I do feel David Seaman's left him an awful lot here. We were nominating that from here, weren't we, Brian, before he'd even taken a kick. But he'd left him acres to go for. Changed his technique. He's had the blaster, which has been charged down.
And a cruel injustice to England. Ronald Koeman should have been off the field. And David Platt, in fact, I noticed after that goal was scoring, went straight up to the referee and pointed to the Dutch penalty area, saying exactly that. What an irony. And what a problem now for England. In goes Platt. Hits it long. Finds Shearer. A flick on there by a defender. De Goey will have to knock that one clear. Well, if you've just joined us in the second half, and you've just got home, this is a fantastic World Cup qualifier, with Ronald Koeman now having put Holland ahead after so many chances going England's way in the first half. Desperate for a goal. Paul Ince. That's got to be a free kick. Well, I feel nothing but sympathy for Graham Taylor, I must say.
And we also look and see there's half an hour or close on half an hour to go, and we know that England can make chances. It's just a question, can we cash in on one? I mean, I think the worst thing now is if we can go, if we allow them to score again. I think Ian Wright's about to make his entrance. All the subs are warming, but I shouldn't be surprised to see Ian Wright on soon.
Well, Dorigo behind this one again. Merson hitting it as well, against the post. That's twice England have cracked the Dutch post. And the Dutch leading a goal to nil. Firecrackers gone in amongst the England supporters up behind that Dutch goal.
Well, what can you say? I mean, that free kick of Merson's is arguably as well executed as, I suppose it's not a goal, but when the fates are against you like they are,
you do feel it's not going to be our night at the moment.
Well, I think it's a bit early to say that, Brian. I think we've proved that against these are poor defensively.
Well, here's a corner, and England should be fired up now. Ian Wright's warming up.
Strange thing is, I actually think Alan Shearer now, since he's been pushed closer to Merson with the advent of Sinton, is playing better than any stage of the game.
Palace are up at the near post. A little gaggle of Englishmen by the penalty area, 3 of them there, including Tony Adams. But need a better corner delivered than that. Parker will keep it going for England. Hit long toward Tony Adams on the far side. Up goes big De Wolf. Adams is there. Look to see who's available. Dorigo's there. Plays it in again for Ince. Adams again. Crossed in. Knocked away by De Boer. Up to Bergkamp. Sinton making the break. De Hoy getting it clear for Holland. Great cheers from the orange supporters around this big stadium here with 48,000 packed inside.
Brian, make no mistake, there's an awful lot of playing for Holland to do here, I'll tell you that now. I mean, the England side now, because of the way the goals come across, their adrenaline will be pumping. They'll be so angry, they'll drive themselves on.
De Wolf.
They'll feel they've been cheating on the goal, you know, giving them the free kick twice. The very fact that Koeman's still on the field, has actually scored, it makes it even more ironic.
Carters gets it clear. Throw to Holland. A little under 25 minutes left. Ball to get back from the crowd. Roy. Bergkamp. Back to Bergkamp. Nice little 1-2. Bergkamp! Great save! Rijkaard! A fantastic save by Seaman! Oh, 2 absolutely brilliant pieces of goalkeeping there by the big Arsenal goalkeeper. First from Bergkamp, and then what looked an absolute certainty when Rijkaard was on the follow-up. Again, Seaman producing a miracle save there for England.
Brian, if we can get through now, if we can equalise, and that save could give us the inspiration, that could well go down as famous as Banks is in where was it? In Mexico, wasn't it? 1970.
Right. Wright's getting stripped off now. Graham Taylor was saying that he hasn't picked him, but he's always good to have to explode from the bench. That's just what we need from Ian right now. Up goes De Wolf and gets it clear. Tony Dorigo now for England. Long-range shot. My goodness, that wasn't far away, and De Hoy lost it somewhere in flight. We think it's Merson who might well be coming off, an Arsenal man for an Arsenal man.
I just wonder whether he might be tempted to push Merson onto the left-hand side, you know. Keep Shearer on, who's playing quite well.
We think it might be Merson coming off, Ron.
Definitely coming off. I just wonder whether he may have done, though, because Merson...
Oh, this is trouble now. It's there by Bergkamp. 2-0. Well, Graham Taylor gets off the bench. And that was just beyond the reach of the diving David Seaman, who just pulled off 2 incredible saves in the minute before it, but couldn't do anything about this one. And Bergkamp, whose form has been so poor for Inter Milan, certainly rediscovered the touch there.
But you see a long ball, no real danger from the long ball. And yet Gary Pallister has allowed Bergkamp to more or less... Well, he virtually ran alongside Bergkamp when he should really have been contesting the ball.
Ian Wright is on, Paul Merson is off. Koeman gets it clear. Parker. Shearer. Long range shot. Down goes De Goey. A nasty bounce. But De Goey got there behind it and pushed it away for the corner to England.
What couldn't we give now for a Tony Adams, a Pallister or a Shearer? Just getting their head on something and getting us back into this game and really getting them panicking.
The place is buzzing here now. It's going to take some pulling round. Sinton with the corner for England. Floating it in there. The ball's going up. It's another one. Floating it in. Sharp with a header. Rijkaard with the clearance. Well, that's a result if it happens this way, and it's too early still to say. That's going to make life very difficult for Graham Taylor, but any right-minded man would have a tremendous amount of sympathy for him. Foul there on Ince. Yellow card for Rijkaard. He's already on one yellow card, so he would miss the next game in Poland. Dorigo with the free kick for England. Gohoy jumping for this. Almost unmolested. Adams. England really have to chase the game now. That's the only problem for them. Koeman. Graham Taylor there, urging there, as you can see, an extra effort from his players on the field. But let's go to the bench and Jim Rosenthal.
Brian, absolutely no doubt down here that the players feel they were really cheated and that Koeman should not have been on the field when that goal went in. They were absolutely furious. They were all up on the bench. I think I've told them it was outside the area. It wasn't the fact where the foul was committed. It was the fact that Koeman was allowed to stay on the field and then got that goal. I've never seen Graham Taylor so angry.
Thank you, Jim. Well, Ince not happy with that challenge either. Free kick to England.
You actually see the nerves fraying
well,
there,
you can see how Graham's feeling now. Nothing is going to go right tonight.
Well, we've still got a chance. We've still got some time now. 18 minutes left or something. You never know, do you? You never know. There's been that many chances missed, we could just convert a couple of them.
Right, what about Tony Dorigo rifling one in here? It's a long way out. That's asking a lot. Dorigo there. Goal kick. Well, he's played both his cards now, Sinton and right on.
Well, that's right. I mean, there's nothing else he could have done anyway.
Aaron Winter coming on for Holland. Maybe.
The one thing we mustn't do, even while we've got a little bit of hope, is let them settle down into a composed passing game and just take the heat out of it. We've got to try somehow or other to just keep on a head of steam.
Right.
No, Brian, it's been that sort of game where everything has happened, so anything still might happen.
Knocked away by Koeman. Ince playing it in. Ball getting it clear. Adams playing it short for Gary Pallister. Back to Tony Adams. It up to Alan Shearer, looking to turn his defender and then to bring Sinton into the play. Couldn't quite keep it in there. It's a Dutch throw. Rijkaard, the little general they call him. Calm things down. Graham Taylor looking around. This knows there's been no lack of effort by England tonight. I think it's probably... it's Overmars coming off. Poland 0, Norway 2, we understand, is the latest score from Poland. The Norwegians truly on their way to America. Sadly, at this moment, it looks as though Holland might be the team following them. Parker with a header. That's a throw to England. Last quarter of an hour of the game. Sinton tossing it in. Adams was up there. Free kick given against the Englishman.
I think Graham's going to have to be careful himself. Graham Taylor now, he's getting so close to the touchline. The FIFA officials been onto him for some little time. Understandable though, you know, you're looking at it. Quarter of an hour left of your World Cup hopes, any of your dreams. You know, I think there might be some sympathy there from the FIFA guy.
Rijkaard to Koeman. Far cry from those heady moments when we were leading the Dutch 2-0 at Wembley. Well, they're leading us 2-0 here. Just as they did. Seaman with a long clearance for England. Frank Rijkaard with a header for Holland. And Adams just catching Dennis Bergkamp.
Bergkamp's actually gone up the front now as the lone striker. And Ronald Koeman's gone over onto the right-hand side. Just that basically is to stop the England team getting out in the wide positions.
Koeman with the kick. Roy. Koeman hitting it long towards De Boer. Arrigo getting his header. Rijkaard, Wouters. Going flat. Finds De Boer. Gets it back for Rijkaard. Adam Winter. Plays with Gaza in Lazio of Rome, number 12.
This is exactly what we don't, Brian. And they've got players like Rijkaard, Koeman and Wouters who are past masters at the ability just to keep the ball. England have still got to try and make a fist of it, get up ahead of steam.
Free kick to England. Shot for the free kick. Floated in with the left foot. Up goes Tony Adams. Shearer waiting on the far side. Couldn't get his head to it though. Wouters hooks it clear. Just Parker back. Gets it back to David Seaman. Goes wide to get it returned possibly. No, Seaman hits it long instead. Up towards Shearer. Offside against Brian Roy.
I think it's also fair to say, isn't it, as well, Brian, we've got to admire, all right, there's a nasty side to the thing with the Koeman incident, but some of the Dutch players have shown exceptional ability, haven't they?
Sinton with the cross, De Wolf with the header, Vince knocking it back in to Ian Wright. De Wolf snatched him out of the play very quickly indeed. It's Sinton trying to get a one-twing, and Frank de Boer almost lazily knocking out on the way. Here. Well played, Pallister. Excellent play by Gary Pallister. with Lee Sharp breaking for him down the left, and one Manchester United man to another. Sharp now with Wright mating in the middle. Can Wright get on the end of this one? No. That man Koeman's there again, behind for the corner. Terrific work by Pallister. Great run by Lee Sharp. And England still in there with Graham Taylor and Stuart Pearce here, hoping that there can be a breakthrough. 10 minutes of the game left. 2-0 for Holland. England's corner. Andy Sinton loading it in there. The boy came and then didn't come, and saved right on the line by the Dutch goalkeeper.
Well, that's a fine attempt, isn't he? He gets up very, very well, Shearer. As I say, this half he's actually grown in the game. First half I thought he looked rusty, but he's looked better in this half. But full marks to the keeper. Maybe just didn't get enough power into his header.
Shearer chasing again. Sharp going inside. Wright might get in there. De Hoy just there a fraction before him. Some pretty safe handling actually by the Dutch goalkeeper tonight.
Yes, he's played well. I mean, we'd heard good reports of him, hadn't we, before the game? You know, the Dutch rate him very, very highly. And at this moment, unfortunately for England, he's done nothing much wrong.
Tell you one thing, English heads haven't gone down on that field, have they?
No, we've scrapped, we've battled, we've played. The fates have gone against us at bad times, I think. I mean, I wasn't very happy with the second goal. I think that's, if anything's killed us, it would be that.
But what really turned the game, of course, was that incident when Ronald Koeman pulled back David Platt, should have been sent off, and a matter of a couple of minutes later was planting the ball in the back of the net.
Well, exactly, and to be fair, I've seen Koeman sent off several times, or booked and cautioned many times in Spain for that same thing. You know, when people get past him, because he's no basic pace at all, he just feels he has the license to hold them down. And I'm still not as convinced as both yourself and Jim Rosenthal that it wasn't a penalty. But I'll bow to your knowledge there.
I just felt the first contact was outside the box, Ron, but it's a game of opinions, isn't it? Sharp hitting it forward. De Wolf with the header. This is Winter. Rijkaard. They'll enjoy playing this sort of game. Wouters, but Dorigo stepping in, finds Andy Sinton. About 8 minutes left. England requiring 2 goals. Pallister. Wouters coming quickly to him. Platt. Bringing in Parker. Sinton pretty good straight at Owen Koeman, but the referee claiming a handball when Parker absolutely blasted the ball in his direction. Certainly no chance for Koeman getting out of the way. Not Koeman, goes without saying, we can't be all that impressed by this German referee tonight. Parker, up goes Platt. Adams is right in there. Wright is right in there. It's Rijkaard who gets it clear. And an England player down is
Ian Wright,
Ian
actually.
Wright.
I think he probably feels he got an elbow as he went up for the header there. Be ironic, I'm not sure. It'd be ironic if it was Wouters there again, wouldn't it?
Well, you're referring to Wouters elbowing Gaza in the game at Wembley. Paul Gascoigne, of course, suspended from this game. So it'll be a throw on the far side. Bergkamp sportingly put it out of play because it was knocked into touch by an Englishman so that Wright could get treatment. And it's a long debate there between Graham Taylor and a FIFA representative. Taylor wants to stay on the line. The FIFA representative is saying you've got to get off the line. That's something we will have to keep an eye on as the ball is played forward towards Shearer, up towards Ian Wright.
I can understand his frustrations, Brian, but it's a battle Graham can't win.
Correct. 6 minutes left. Wolf. Adams with a header for England. Won by Rijkaard. Here's Parker. Tony Adams again, hitting it long. Shearer chasing. And he's given a free kick here to England. And if anything, it looked as though it was Shearer shoving the Dutchman in the back. But let's be grateful for this.
Yeah, we could do with the delivery as well. We could do with the delivery from Sharp. He hasn't really produced a telling ball from his set plays.
Well, there are plenty of Englishmen in there. It's a deeper one. Oh, it's a ball. The last sort of ball we wanted actually at this stage.
That is the thing as a manager that would drive you up the wall. I mean, there is a quality player, does it week in and week out for Man U, crosses great balls. All of a sudden, we're looking down the barrel, produces something like that.
Sharp, that's better. Oh, he's given a free kick when the Wolf fouled Sharp. It would have been much better to have played an advantage. Ince with a shot, charge down. Roy can bring it away now for Holland. Oh, then he loses it, and in steps Tony Adams. Parker playing it wide now for Platt down this flank. Kept in. That's cross doesn't reach right. Ince is there though. And the Wolf. Good play by Dorigo. Suddenly Rijkaard breaking through. Bergkamp in there too. Adams, perfect interception. Up to right. Shearer. With the throw up towards Shearer, banged away by Koeman. Erwin Koeman. Play by Adams, picks up Pallister. Sinton, lovely little dummy there by Sinton, crosses the ball in. Thatcher gaining command though as Erwin Koeman gets it clear to Roy. Pinter's made a break for him, got to get past Ince first though.
He's a box of tricks, him, you know, Roy, isn't it? First real good look I've had at him, and he is an excellent player.
Alistair's header. England's World Cup hopes and dreams truly fading away now, with the Dutch still 2-0 up and Bergkamp playing it away. England wanting at least a draw from this one. Wouters, but a defeat that has been shrouded by controversy again. Easy for Seaman. From De Boer.
Brian, I'd like to see, as he's kicking his ball, I'd like to see Tony Adams somehow or other try and get himself up front now for the last 2 minutes or whatever. You know, one of those death or glory things, and just hope something might happen. If you like. It doesn't matter if we get beat 3-0 if we can try and push something and nick something.
Graham Taylor on the right of the picture there probably knows in his heart it's all up now. Very strange things can happen in this game, but you just don't see the Dutch conceding 2 goals now in the last 2 minutes. Dick Advocaat will be handing over this team to Johan Cruyff to take to America. A free kick for Holland, taking their time about it. Frank de Boer with it. Hit towards Bergkamp. Winter. A little over a minute on the clock. Seaman gets it clear. Shearer. Stopped by the ball. Batters. Getting clear of David Platt. Finds Roy. Past Adams. Fouled by David Platt. A free kick to Holland. Well inside the last minute of the game now. Well, David Platt, usually the calmest of men, actually. You could see the anger on his face there, as Jim Rosenthal was saying a bit earlier. The England players clearly feel that they've been on the wrong end of a bad refereeing decision. And Hubble coming on, the defender for the last few seconds of the game. And the Dutch beginning to sing their victory songs. And Hubble, the big defender, and a quick one too, does 100 metres in 10.6 seconds. Koeman to Rijkaard. Batters. Roy. It's back to Roy again. Bergkamp waiting in the middle. Rijkaard's waiting in the middle. Roy with the cross. Oh, right across the face of the goal there. And England so close to conceding a third as Rijkaard came in at the far post.
I mean, that might have been his hat-trick, Rijkaard, mightn't it? That's a lovely low cross, and there's indecision there and all sorts. Rijkaard, who's supposed to be playing as a wing-back, probably had more chances than any other player on the field to score goals.
They're taking off Ronald Koeman to bring on Van Hubble. minutes and 15, 16, 17 seconds. And the American team is over on.
Well, unless Poland can create a miracle in their last couple of games or so, isn't it? You know, yeah, you're right, Brian. No, you just wish it had been in better circumstances, don't you?
Then Hubble to Roy. Looking for Bergkamp on the far side, getting his right foot back for a volley. Carters, Koeman, Winter, Bergkamp, Winter again, Van Hubble, Roy, lining up here the Dutch, playing it back to Frank Rijkaard, then for Bergkamp, 2.5 minutes of time added on, already been played. Play inside for Winter, across that English goal. I don't think it's going to go out. It'll go out, if anything, for a throw, not for a goal kick. And something like 44,000 Dutchmen ready now to explode with joy as this final whistle goes. It's over. It's over for England. Graham Taylor knows that the American dream is over for him and his England side. What the future may hold for him, we don't know. What we do know is that England are on the receiving end of a rank bad refereeing decision here tonight, which was the absolute turning point of the whole game. David Platt is down there. And Ian Wright, I think, is down in tears on the ground, swarming the photographers around him. England so disappointed. Let's have a word with Jim Rosenthal. I think he's got David Platt with him.
Yes, indeed we have, Brian. David, did you feel that England lost the match because of that incident with you and Koeman?
Certainly, I think it's probably a turning point in the game. I'd have to see the incident on television, but whether I was inside the box or outside the box, I think the laws of the game state that if a person's going down on goal, then it should be a sending off, and therefore the Dutch would have gone at 10 men.
David, here it is again. I know you're very emotional, just give us your feelings. You're through on goal there, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, looking at that, it looks outside, but whichever way you look at it, I'm through on goal. The referee's got to make a decision. Unfortunately for us, he's made the wrong one, I think.
But did you feel that Koeman should still have been on the field when he scored that goal?
Like I said, Jim, that's the referee's decision. He's got to go from what he thinks are the laws of the game.
Thanks for joining us so quickly. Graham? Graham, I've watched you at close quarters in quite a few games. I don't think I've ever seen you so angry with the officials.
Well, listen, they can interpret it as a free kick or a penalty. That's up to them. Think about Wembley in Holland, when Walker got hold of the fella outside. There we have a Danish referee that gives a penalty. Now, not only that, if they determine that is a free kick, FIFA amend the regulations of the law of this game, and they insist that players are dismissed when a player...
Here it is again, Graham.
Gets hold of him, yeah, has got hold of him there, and then now you go back to Wembley. Now that's there. Now, even if they decide it's a free kick or a penalty, that blonde man should not be on the pitch. That is a FIFA rule, it's an amendment to the rule, and the referee today has not applied the laws of the game as we apply them honestly and openly in our country.
Graham, in some ways, that referee and that decision means that we're not going to be going to the World Cup.
Well, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see that. It's not mathematically impossible at all, that, but there's very little eye or the play